What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm going to bring you another episode of Duncan's Negligent Discharge, but in this one, this is going to be a little more serious, and this one's geared more towards ladies and gentlemen of the state of Nebraska. So as of January 8th, 2020, Senator McCollister has introduced Legislative Bill 816. In this bill, it is reissue revised statute of Nebraska to provide the dissemination of information regarding firearm safety and suicide prevention and required suicide prevention training to require a certificate and provide for other requirements and restrictions to transfer of certain firearms as prescribed, to change provisions relating to issuance of a certificate and an appeal, to provide penalties, to name and act, to define and redefine terms, to harmonize provisions, and to repeal the original sections. A lot of legal mumbo jumbo for basically saying, fuck Nebraska, we're going to do what we want. So, and it says in line 6, starting off, the legislation hereby finds and declares the state has a valid interest in the regulation of the purchase, lease, rental, and transfer of handguns and certain semi-automatic shotguns and rifles, and that requiring a certificate prior to the purchase, lease, rental, and transfer of such firearm handguns served a valid public purpose. Another bullshit, right? The purpose of the Firearm Transfer Certificate Act. So basically, it starts off with antique handgun or pistol means by any handgun or pistol, including those with a matchlock, flintlock, percussion cap, or similar type of ignition system, manufactured in or before 1898. Let's just go ahead and pump the fucking brakes for about 130 fucking years right there, why don't we? And a replica of such a handgun or pistol, if such replica is not designed or redesigned for using rimfire or conventional sired fixed centerfire fixed ammunition, or uses a rimfire of conventional centerfire fixed ammunition which is no longer manufactured in the United States and which is now readily available in the ordinary channels of commercial trade. Barrel shrouds. What the fuck is a barrel shroud? Because that's the next part after what I just read. A barrel shroud. A barrel shroud means a shroud that is attached to or partially or completely encircles the barrel of a firearm so that the shroud protects the user of the firearm from heat generated by the barrel. What the fuck does a barrel shroud have to do with that? What the fuck does a barrel shroud have to do with transferring or this act, this certificate act that they're pushing? Nothing. Just another reason and another way they're coming after the big, bad, ugly black guns. So if I make it pink, does it make it big and ugly? Fucking idiots. Barrel shroud does not include a slide that partially or completely encloses the barrel, or an extension of the stock along the bottom of the barrel which does not encircle or substantially encircle the barrel. Belt fed means, by repeating firearm that... Hold on. Now we're into belt fed? Sounds a lot like semi-auto, which they had just talked about. Belt fed. Utilize a portion of the energy of a firing cartridge to extract the fired cartridge case and chamber the next round. Basically anything semi-auto. Has the capacity to accept a belt ammunition feeding device. Criminal history check includes a check of the criminal history records of Nebraska State Patrol and check of the Federal Bureau of Investigation's National Institute Criminal Background Check Systems, or NCIC. Designated firearm means a handgun, a semi-automatic rifle that has the capacity to accept a detachable magazine and has any of the following. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A semi-automatic rifle that has the capacity to accept a detachable magazine and has any of the following: a pistol grip, forward grip, or any other grip or stock, the use of which the following allowed an individual to grip the weapon in such a way that any finger on the trigger hand, in addition to the trigger finger, would be directly below any portion of the action of the weapon when firing. Here we go, getting into stocks. A folding, telescoping, or detachable stock, grenade launcher, rocket launcher, or flare launcher. Fucking retarded. A barrel shroud, a threaded barrel, or a flash suppressor. A semi-automatic rifle that has a fixed magazine with the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds, except for an attached tubular device designated to accept the capacity of operating only with .22 caliber rimfire ammunition. A semi-automatic rifle that has an... What? Go to bed. A semi-automatic rifle that has an overall length of less than 30 inches. Kids, gotta love them. A semi-automatic rifle has an overall length of less than 30 inches. So, after that brief pause, any part, a semi-automatic rifle that has an overall length of less than 30 inches, we all know that every single semi-automatic rifle out there, with the exception, oh no, unless you got a short-barreled rifle, and then in turn you're getting tax stamped because, well, fuck you, huh? Let's just go ahead and take more of your money that the government doesn't fucking deserve. And you're buying back your rights to have what the fuck you should already have. So yeah, basically any semi-automatic rifle, with the exception of short-barreled rifle, which you're already getting fucked in the ass for, is now on the chopping block. Any part, combination, or parts, component, device, attachment, or accessories that is designed or functions to accelerate the rate of fire of a semi-automatic rifle can but not convert the semi-automatic rifle into a machine gun. Really? A machine gun? You fucking idiots. A machine gun, as you guys call it, is one trigger pull. One. And the rate of fire is sustained until you let go. Not a pull, fire one, release, pull, fire one, release. Because in a bump stock, it's not one time that you pull the trigger. It's actually technically every single time. Because all it's doing is just sliding back into your finger, and your finger's doing all the work. And a binary, some of you are going to go, oh, what about binary? Well, you can take that binary, shove it right up your fucking ass. Because a binary is technically, I pull the trigger, I still have to release it. I have to pull the trigger again. Yes, mind you, I pull the trigger, it goes off, I release it, it goes off. I pull the trigger, it goes off, I release it, it goes off. Regardless, I am still pulling the trigger every fucking time. A semi-automatic shotgun that has any of the following: a folding, telescoping, or detachable stock, a pistol grip, forward grip, or any other grip or stock. The uses that allow basically the same thing as an AR. A fixed magazine capacity to accept more than 5 rounds. So basically, what these motherfuckers are looking to go ahead and fuck us all. There's something much bigger going on. Much, much bigger. So now they're just going down and breaking down all this other shit. What pistol grip is, what a grenade launcher is, forward grip, telescoping, fucking butt stocks, and all this other shit. And then they're describing what a semi-automatic is, because these fucking idiots are just retarded. So, and if you go down to page 6 on this, starting on line 3, it says section 4. On or before January 1, 2021, the Nebraska State Patrol shall adopt and promulgate. Fuck that. Read it yourself. Rules and regulations creating a list of commonly available semi-automatic rifles. I'm sorry. I'm not going to allow some, I'll be nice, cops to regulate what the fuck I can own. Let them make a choice as to what the fuck I can own. A lot of these motherfuckers were kids that got picked on a lot in school or beat on a lot, and now they're out for a vengeance. You know what? I'm sorry, not cool with that. There are good cops out there, personality-wise, person-wise, but you're still working for the man. And, well, yeah. The commonly available semi-automatic rifles, semi-automatic shotguns, parts, combinations of parts, components, devices, attachments, accessories that qualify as designated firearms. The rules and regulations shall be updated at least annually. So they're going to go ahead and every single year and reevaluate this. Alright, so we get down into still on page 6, line 20. Except as provided in this section and section 69-2409, a person shall not purchase, lease, rent, or receive transfer of a designated firearm, and then they have handgun slashed out, until he or she has obtained a certificate in accordance with section 69-2404, except as provided in this section and section 69-2409. A person shall not sell, lease, rent, or transfer a designated firearm to a person who has not obtained a certificate. Really? A fucking certificate? You're killing me here. It's one step further to them saying, nope, we're going to go ahead and ban this shit. We're going to take this away from you. You can't do this without paying this much more money, and you can't do this without doing this much more, and blah, 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 blah. I know some of you people are like, oh, it's not such a bad idea. Go fuck yourself. Nobody's got time for your whiny ass little bitch fucking ways. You want to be a goddamn communist? Go fucking move to California. The transfer is a temporary transfer of a designated firearm, and again have handgun slashed out, and the transferee remains in the line of sight of the transferor or within the premises of an established shooting facility. The transfer is between a person and his or her spouse, sibling, parent, child, aunt, uncle, niece, nephew, or grandparent. The person acquiring the designated firearm, handgun crossed out again, is a holder of a valid permit under the Concealed Handgun Permit Act, or the person acquiring the designated firearm / handgun crossed out is a peace officer as defined. So, what they're pushing for, just because you may... mind you, that's how I'm it's got me fucking pissed off. And interpreting this is if you don't have a concealed carry permit, you're not a snitch of the law, and you don't go out and get this fucking certificate, you can't go to a gun range anymore. You can't enjoy your liberties, your freedoms, and everything else that you so choose to fucking do. And I want to take, say, Billy Joe Jim Bob, a best friend, out and have him go shoot and, release some stress, because maybe stresses of life has got him down. Maybe he suffers from some fucking, I don't know, anxiety that he needs to burn some stress. And maybe the smell of sulfur just gets his fucking jollies off, his dick hard, he fucking nuts all over the place, and he feels better. But no, fuck you, goddamn Nebraska, and you little fucking commie ways. Should've just stayed in Kansas. At least they're not trying to fucking take my rights away. Any person desiring to purchase, lease, rent, or receive transfer of a designated firearm shall apply with the chief of police or sheriff of the applicant's place of residence for a certificate. So you're telling me, even worse part about this, live in a little podunk town where you barely have a town cop, or you don't have a town cop, now you potentially have to drive to your sheriff department, which in some cases could be 45 minutes to an hour away, just to get some bullshit fucking certificate saying, it's okay for you to go ahead and rent this, or it's okay for you to go ahead and transfer this to this little cockbag. Fuck you. This is just getting fucking ridiculous. All geared to prevent suicide. I'm sorry. If I'm going to prevent suicide, if I'm going to shoot myself or off myself or whatever the fuck I feel I want to do with myself, I'm sorry, a gun is not going to be the way. And the reality of it is, the gun is not the leading cause of suicides. It's overdoses and cutting yourself. So, think about that one. What are you going to be like? You're going to be like fucking, was it London? That has banned knives? Wow. This is getting fucking ridiculous. If the certificate or denial is mailed to the applicant, it shall be mailed to the applicant's address by first-class mail within the 5-day period, but no sooner than 48 hours after the receipt of the application. See, this is what's getting ridiculous. This is just some way of mumbo-jumbo basically putting it that, well, we're trying to regulate what you can and cannot do with your firearms, ladies and germs. And if you don't like it, we're going to come for you. Yeah, it doesn't fully say that. Blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to realize that Nebraska's not nearly as red as what it perceived to be. You know what runs this fucking state? Omaha and Lincoln. And they scream blue. They scream blue really hard. And being blue isn't necessarily always a bad thing. But it is when you're on that fucking far left side that you just can't see fucking common sense from reality. Or you can't see the bullshit coming out your ass versus what's in the actual toilet. You're just fucking retarded. And I know people who are Democrats, and fucking, they aren't nearly this fucking nuts. But Jesus fuck. They're getting there. There's a lot of Democrats out there that are just like, wow. But, same token, there's a lot of Republicans that are just fucking way out to the right, too. But, it's a free fucking country. Or so we're told. If it was free, why do I always have to pay taxes to a broken-ass welfare system? Why do I always have to pay taxes? They're supposedly used to go into the schools, but reality of it is, they're not. They aren't going to the schools. And if they're going to the schools, they're going to the schools in the wrong way. They're going to the schools in the form of, if your school does poorly, we're going to go ahead and give you more grants and subsidies to try to make you that much better. And if you continue to suck nuts, we'll help you some more and give you more money. Heaven forbid we reward you with a whole lot more grants and more money for teaching the kids something. Besides how to fucking take a test. You shitting me? Fucking ridiculous. Wow. I got educated today on how to take a test, okay? What was on that test? I don't know. I just know how to take it. You can go back and ask that child in 2 months, maybe 3, that, hey, you know what? What did you learn about the Civil War? What do you know about the Alamo? What do you know about fucking science? It's getting fucking ridiculous. So, for everyone out there that wants to jump on board with banning guns and thinking guns are the problem, guns are not the fucking problem. Again, I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. Till maybe one day it'll sink into your fucking thick skulls, but I highly doubt it because your feelers are more important than logic and fucking facts. It is the state of how weak-minded and ill-willed our fucking country has become. The fact that you want to allow this bullshit to happen on a daily basis. We have become such spineless fucking cowards that we want to sit behind our keyboard and run our fucking mouths with our fingers, acting all big and tough. You may say, it's, well, there's no different than you making your videos, but the only difference is if I was to confront you and you were to confront me, we would still have the same conversation in person. And in reality of it is, I would probably hurt your feelings in the process of having this conversation in person. And I would honestly probably leave you with a broken psyche and make you wish you might have offed yourself. Because that's how weak-minded you are. Do I promote suicide? No. But life just isn't for everybody. Natural selection does take effect, and natural selection wins a lot. Like, all the time. So, stop trying to fuck with people's rights. Stop trying to fuck with our way of life. Stop trying to fuck with how we are and who we are. It's getting fucking old, and you keep going. This country's going to be so upside down in the next fucking war that you're not even going to know what the fuck hit you, and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be real ugly. You don't have enough military members and bullets and guns to circumvent how large the state's militias really are. And it only takes one person to fuck off and do the wrong thing. And them dormant, quiet little militias that don't say much, you don't hear much about, oh, they're going to come out. And you're going to hear a whole lot from them. And it's not going to be pretty. So get your shit together, America. Starting with Nebraska, you fucking commie cocksuckers. I'm getting fucking tired of this shit. Fuck. Really should have just stayed in Kansas. Either way, hey, I love you all. That was another very long episode of Duncan's Negligent Discharge, but this one needed to be brought out. Go to YouTube, check me out, subscribe. I'm growing, bitches. Not nearly. I got a few people that follow. They get a laugh at me. Hey, love you guys.